prostatic carcinoma. Treatment depends upon the stage of the disease, life expectancy of the patient, and patient's preference. Different treatment are employed according to the different stages. For the early localized disease of stage T1A, watchful wait is recommended for the elderly patient or low-grade tumor, and standard treatment for this stage is active surveillance for the young patient or low-grade tumor. In this digital rectal examination is performed. Prostate specific antigen is assessed for 3 to 6 months. After 3 to 6 months, and repeated prostatic biopsy is done, and treatment is done only if there is a progression of the disease. In this case, radical prostatectomy and radiotherapy is performed. Radical prostatectomy is also called RRP, radical retropubic prostatectomy, because in this case retropubic approach is done for the removal of the prostate, and it is done in the young patient having high grade tumor. And radiotherapy is performed in young patients who are not willing for the surgery due to the impotence or incontinence or having high grade tumor. For the T1B to T2C stages, in which the tumor is confined to the prostate and it remains within the prostatic capsule, and there is no evidence of lymph nodes involvement or distant metastasis. Main standard treatment for these stages is the radical prostatectomy, but it should be noted that treatment is only employed in the patients who are less than the 70 years of age, and if the patient are more than 70 years of age and life expectancy is less, then active surveillance is done only. For this stage, radical prostatectomy is standard treatment for the young patient having life expectancy more than 10 years. Other procedures are used are the radiotherapy and brachytherapy. In radiotherapy, radiotherapy is employed in the patients who are young and who do not accept surgery related impotence or incontinence, or for unfit patients, and brachytherapy is done in the small volume prostates. Hormonal therapy is also employed in the symptomatic cancer in patients who are unfit for surgery or radiotherapy both. T3 and T4 stages represent the advanced metastatic disease invading to the vesicles and different pelvic organs or pelvic wall. In this, watchful wait is suggested for the symptomatic unfit patients, and radical prostatectomy is for the T3A. Radiotherapy is performed for the stage T3, and the hormonal therapy is the mainstay of the this stage and the standard treatment for the advanced disease. If there is nodal involvement N1MO, like it means that the nodes are positive but there is no metastasis, then watchful wait for the asymptomatic patient, radiotherapy if the life expectancy is more than 10 years, and hormonal therapy, as we discussed earlier, that the hormonal therapy is standard treatment for the advanced disease. So lymph nodes involvement suggests that there is the metastasis, that there is the advanced disease, so the hormonal therapy is the standard treatment in combination with the radiotherapy to the nodes. And if there is metastasis or M1, then watchful wait and hormonal therapy. Watchful wait for the asymptomatic unfit patients, and standard treatment in symptomatic patient is hormonal therapy. Now we will look at a little bit detail of the standard treatment done for the prostatic carcinoma treatment. First of all, the radical therapy. It is suitable for the localized disease for T1 B, C and T2A, B, C, and it is carried out in men with life expectancy of more than 10 years. In this, wide excision approach is given and the clear surgical margin are attained. Exclusion of the metastasis would require a negative bone scan and MRI of the pelvis, and it should be performed by an experienced surgeon because there are high incidence of the impotence and incidence of the severe stress incontinence. This is a technically one most demanding surgery to be performed in the urology, and it entails a meticulous and bold removal of the entire prostate and surrounding tissues and the semical vesicles via open surgery, laparoscopy, or robot assisted surgery. In this picture as shown, cuts are made here to remove the prostate. Prostatic urethra is also removed along with the prostate, and then the bladder neck is anastomosed with the membranous urethra, and removal of the prostate is done down to the distal sphincter mechanism, and urethral sphincter is tried to be preserved so that there is less incidence of the impotence or incontinence, less incidence of the incontinence. Modifications to these procedures are done by the Walsh for the preservation of the neovascular bundle present behind the prostate, so that there is decreased incidence of the impotence, because the neurovascular bundle is functioning as the erectile function. Bilateral lymph nodes dissection is done, and afterwards bladder neck is anastomosed with the membranous urethra. Now we will look at the details of the radiotherapy. It is done in the patient where there is multiple metastasis, and IV radiopharmaceutical agent such as strontium 89 can be given, which is a bone seeking isotope, and delivers effectively radiotherapy to metastatic areas. It's an excellent form of the palliative therapy, and dramatic pain relief occurs in the patients with the hormone relapsed prostatic cancer. External beam radiotherapy is as effective as the radical prostatectomy, but the chances of the local recurrence of the tumors are high. And radiotherapy can also be given as a brachytherapy, in which the iodine 125 or palladium 103 are used, and they are placed in the prostate through the perineal route via the ultrasound guidance. Results: survival rate is less than the surgical procedure, in which the survival rate is 90 to 90%, but in the radiotherapy it is 60 to 80%. However, less complications are employed in the radiotherapy than the surgery. Hormonal therapy, which is the main or standard treatment for the advanced metastatic disease, in which orchidectomy and medical castration are used for the hormonal ablation. As the prostate cancer is a testosterone dependent tumor, so deprivation of the testosterone leads to the regression of the tumor. 70 to 80% of the men with the prostatic carcinoma responds to the various forms of the androgen ablation. Androgen ablation is achieved by the surgery, in which the bilateral subcapsular orchidectomy is performed, or by the medical castration. Orchidectomy is the surgical removal of the testes. 95% of the testosterone are produced by the testes, as we see earlier that the conversion of the testosterone into its active form of the 5-dihydroxy testosterone is occur in the testes through the enzyme 5-alpha-reductase inhibitor. So the removal of the bilateral subcapsular orchidectomy, removal of the testes, eliminates the major source of the testosterone production, while 5% testosterone is produced from the adrenals. Medical castration is achieved by the luteinizing hormone releasing hormone agonists, which are the goserelin or leuprolide. The mechanism of action is that they stimulate the hypothalamic luteinizing hormone releasing hormone receptors. As they stimulate earlier in the first stage, testosterone production may be increased, and it can be overcome by the giving anti-androgens like flutamide or bicalutamide. Cyproterone acetate is also given. But because of their constant presence rather than the normal diurnal rhythm of the normal hormones, down regulation of the receptor occurs, which causes the cessation of the pituitary luteinizing hormone production, which in turn decreases the testosterone production. In this way, there is cessation of the hormone growth or hormone production occurs, and relief of the symptoms occurs.